Yes, what's going on, people? Welcome back to the channel. And yeah, today's one is a bit of a sticky one still. Slowthai, we need to talk about it. Okay. So the last year and a half has actually been very, very good for Slowthai, courtesy of, Northampton. He was doing a lot. Even in the last couple of weeks, he was on Jimmy Fallon with Mura Masa after Mura Masa dropped his album RYC. That track Deal Wiv It done extremely well. He was holding up a Boris effigy last year, and it was, his album Nothing Great About Britain did extremely well. Obviously in the UK, for people who don't know, and pretty much most people know by now, the whole Brexit wave was going on. There was a lot of anti-conservative movements with young people going on, and Slowthai kind of found himself to be one of the figureheads musically against the establishment, and Nothing Great About Britain kind of encapsulated that and made Slowthai go from like a cult following with a small fan base. Well, actually, it wasn't even that small really. It was quite a big fan base, but it just wasn't commercial, to kind of being thrust into the limelight, and a lot of people, more and more people, knowing who he was. He just had the Gorillaz record on top of that as well. So like people, like I said, the momentum for Slowthai, it looked like it was unstoppable. It looked like this train was going to be going on for a long time, and it looked like he's kind of cemented himself as one of the, not even ones to watch, but a big artist who was, or an artist on the cusp of success in the UK and maybe internationally. However, that has looked like it's come to a crash and burn situation big time. If you haven't seen the footage, let me play it for you now before we even talk about it.
But what about me?
You got jealous, innit?
I didn't get jealous.
You got jealous. She got jealous, everybody. Smell my cologne, smell it. Smells good, doesn't it?
Hello? What is happening?
You ain't never had no one play with you like
You are like the hottest guy I've ever seen.
Exactly, so stop playing with me.
I know.
So that's just what happened there. But then we had him fighting with a fan. Let me show that.
NME, thank you for ruining my speech. Thank you very much.
And then randomly, KSI was dancing behind him, which was mad. Let me show you that too. So that's 3 instances why Wednesday night wasn't great. It's looking like an absolute madness. But the reason why I filmed this now on Friday is because watching the footage, now I'm talking about the main footage now with the Canadian actress Katherine Ryan and Slowthai's interaction, where Julie Adenuga was also on the stage and he said, "You're jealous," and all that. It looked mad. Now, had I recorded that Wednesday night, I think I would have, this video tone would have been in a completely different way. I would have probably come on, like a lot of smoke. However, yeah, there's been more footage that got released on Thursday, which has now changed my perspective a little bit. Not a lot, just a little bit as to this whole situation. So let me run that now and then we can talk.
What is happening? Good for you. You are adorable. Thank you for participating in the awards show. I like you. Yeah? Can you give me a heart like you gave to Julie? No, not for me. Pardon me? I've got to earn it. Okay, I won't do that. Or I'll just keep earning money and buy my own massive house without a man. Okay. Do you have a cinema inside of you? Will you appreciate and value, young man, after Brexit? Oh, here we go. It is hard. Oh, please. I'm a balls girl. Get your balls out.
Is that how you want it, yeah?
That's how I want it. That's how I want it. That's how I want it. want to believe. Do you need any gardening work?
Yeah, what, you want to call me?
I would love you to trim my bush.
So as you can see in the normal version, we have, you know, it looks like Slowthai is just drunk on stage, chatting nonsense, doing a madness, and then, yeah, he's basically just harassing Katherine Ryan. But before that, in the footage I just showed you, we see there's a little bit of an exchange between Katherine and Slowthai. Seems to be a bit of back and forth-ish kind of vibes. And of course, and I'm not saying anything wrong, Slowthai did take it too far. But what I'm showing you is that there is more. Now, the main ones are the first two videos that circulated around. And, you know, we see him kind of just constantly harassing Katherine Ryan. And that's not a good look at all. If we look at the second video, now we see there's a bit of a different dynamic going on. But the main fundamental thing is Slowthai took it too far. When he was talking about smell my cologne and all this stuff, it wasn't a good look. And it did, when people have jokes and then one person decides to take it to the next level, but the next level was not attained, that's what happened. Now, like I said a minute ago, cameras and context, it always change sometimes what we see. Once I saw that first video on Twitter, I saw people saying, you know, Slowthai is done, Slowthai is cancelled, you're not going to see him again, he messed it up, I really like the album. Like, you know, them ones where people are basically tweeting, yeah, saying their thoughts and opinions, but they're not saying, like, they're not actually atting someone's name, but everybody knows because Slowthai was trended on Twitter on Wednesday night. But mainly what I'm trying to say is, with this whole situation, like, people were so fast to, you know, kill off Slowthai, kill him off straight away, dead him out, be like, yo, he's done, he's cancelled, it's finished. And I'm not even trying to say that, like, you know, what he done was good. That's not my intention throughout this whole video. What I'm trying to say is that the joke went too far, but it wasn't all Slowthai just attacking. It seemed to have been some sort of jokes that he did cross the line, but I'm glad that the situation is kind of, it's not over, but it is pretty much done with. Now, I feel like the main issue for me was the fact that, because remember, we haven't even spoken about him fighting the fan either, but I feel like the main problem was, it's not a good look for Slowthai. It's not a good look whatsoever. As somebody who young people are definitely looking up to, and no one says they want to be role models as well, by the way. No one says, I want to be a role model, because if you are, then that's a mazza. But what I'm trying to say is, he has become a figurehead for young people to, you know, voice their opinions about the government, mostly against the government that we're in now. But that was kind of, you know, where he stood, and a lot of young people were looking at him, and he was in a room where it was only going to bet him. Bear in mind, I haven't even mentioned, and some of you guys already know this, he was there for Hero of the Year. Hero of the Year. It's mad. Yeah, that's why it is still an L. Do you know what I mean? As much as it sounds like I might be defending some of these actions and saying, you know, it was a back and forth joke that he crossed the line and took too far, it's still an L. You won Hero of the Year and it didn't work out. But it brought us to the next thing where we had to talk about, like, you know, I wanted to see his reaction. That's why I waited. That's why I was waiting just to see where we were going to go with this. How is he going to respond? So he did actually come out on Twitter on Thursday, and he literally was like, yo, can you send my award to Katherine? She's the real hero, etc., etc. I'll put the tweets up on the screen so you guys can, you know, read it for yourself. And then Katherine Ryan he actually apologized to Katherine Ryan on Twitter. And then Katherine Ryan said, you know, I know it was a joke, and, you know, sometimes it's a bad day on Twitter, but you'll get over it. Again, paraphrasing, but you can read it for yourselves and you can see it there. So she seems to be cool with it now. She seems to have, you know, known it was a joke, and maybe they have a relationship that we don't know about. And I don't mean relationship, I literally just mean, you know, friendly working relationship, respect for each other. They might have interacted in circuits before, or rooms, or parties and stuff like that. We don't know. All we saw was that footage. Do I believe that he wrote that? Probably not. A lot of the times, you know, it's managers and labels, they're running behind and making sure they get their statements out. Even Fredo said it himself the other week when he was in that coronavirus debacle. Yeah, like, my manager's right, trying to get me to say this apology, you this, that. No, I'm not saying that. That was him. But we see that happen before, but I think they were a bit slow on the mark to get there and release that response. But at the same time, if they want to send the trophy over to Katherine Ryan and she's going to accept it, and NME replied as well saying we'll accept that, it seems to have been handled and the outrage is going to be there. Now, what have we learned? What have we learnt, yeah, about this whole situation? One, handle your drink. Conduct yourself properly in public. Listen, yeah, I'm not going to pretend like I go to these events all the time, but even sometimes when I go to the events, when I'm at work, I'm not drinking beers. I'm not doing that. Why? Because I'm not trying to act the fool. Because at the end of the day, stuff like this, look at where Slowthai is. Last week, Slowthai was the guy out in America doing bits. Slowthai this weekend, he ain't about like he's trying to be chilling. He's got his head down and he's focusing, because why? It ain't going to work for him like that right now. Do I think he can resurrect his career from this now? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know, because we look at where he is, we look at the music he's put out, we look at the story and how, even with that second footage I showed you, it showed of it being more back and forth. The fact that he took it too far is always going to rest on his head now. Will his sales be damaged? Maybe, maybe not. It depends. Again, it's too early to say that really, but his public perception, that's changed now, and it might be like that for a while, maybe forever. Because once you know, like harass, like sexually harass, or you go those words against your name, it's peak for you, fam. It's actually peak. I wasn't there. Again, like a lot of you guys, I only saw what the camera showed, but I waited and I watched the second, or it was like the third or fourth video at the time anyway, but I watched a video that came out on the Thursday, and I saw for myself a different perspective of the same night, and I saw some people backing him because of that, and Katherine Ryan has not, you know, seemed to have taken it to heart and, you know, on a mad one, but it's still a very tricky and sticky situation, and I don't know how he's gonna bounce back from it. And it's one of them ones. It's gonna be on the back burner. It's gonna be on the back burner for, you know, looking at what actually can he do to maybe resurrect his career. But yeah, that's that. I think a lot of fans are disappointed in him. I just look at it like, handle your drink, compose yourself, don't be moving mad, respect people. You know, if it was a joke, you have to sometimes read the room and, you know, read the joke, let it die. Sometimes in them situations, publicly, leave it at a level. But the way the camera and the clips that were out on social media made him look Wednesday night, it made him look like he can't get back from that. And yeah, that's as far as we can see and, you know, what we can do. So we're going to have to kind of, you know, leave it there. Listen, his Wikipedia got changed as well, and I put that up on the screen to yourself, saying that his career ended. Like, people have been moving fast with this one, and yeah, like it's his own fault. These actions were, you know, controlled by him, controlled by that Henny, controlled by that Captain Morgan's, controlled by that. But it's one of those situations where I don't really know. It's a shame. It's a shame, because it's a talented artist who comes with a different vibe, but when your actions do a madness, not really much that can be said for you. But thank you guys for watching the video. Hope you guys did enjoy that. And yeah, Slowthai, man, it's an L. It's a very big L. But will he bounce back? Will he save his career? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. If you liked the video, you like what I said, what I spoke about, make sure you leave a like. I did say one of the next videos was going to be a Meek Mill review. I'm going to make that into maybe like a bigger video, a bit like the Migos one I did a couple weeks ago. So I'm going to do that. And yeah, man, I just don't know what to say. I'm recording this right now, yeah, and I'm disappointed in him because it's just an L. It's just an L. But I'm going to get out of here. I'll see you guys in a bit. And yeah, Slowthai attacking fans and Katherine Ryan and all that madness. Hope we can learn from it. And what do you guys think? And I'll see you guys in a bit. Peace.